So it looks like the Republican Party is once again proving they just don't give a damn about you, your family, or whether you can afford to see a doctor. They've secretly cooked up a 1,000-page monstrosity of a bill designed to funnel money to their billionaire pals while leaving everyone else to rot. And you can't even call this just bad governance. It's a full-blown assault on the American public by a bunch of authoritarian freaks. They're trying to ram this thing through so fast, right? They haven't even waited for the Congressional Budget Office to tell them how badly it will screw the country. Honestly, I think they're not waiting for a CBO score because they're cowards who already know the truth. They know this bill will explode the national debt they pretend to care so much about. Get this, Chuck Schumer, and for all his faults, went to the Senate floor and he absolutely torched this whole corrupt enterprise. I'm gonna play you the clip where he lays out the sheer scale of their cruelty. Here is what Schumer had to say about the healthcare cuts.
Raising your cost to buy a home, raising your cost to buy a car, raising your costs on credit card bills. And why are they doing all this? Why are they doing the biggest Medicaid cuts in history? Now it's getting close to $1 trillion just in Medicaid alone. All to cut taxes for the ultra-rich and special interests.
A nearly $1 trillion cut to Medicaid just. Let that sink in for a second. My own grandfather, he relied on Medicaid in his final years for his nursing home care. And wow, without it, our family, we would have been financially ruined. This is not some abstract number. It feels like a death sentence for the vulnerable. Also, a few, sociopaths can buy another yacht. It's this kind of like grifter logic that just, it gets under my skin. They'll gut the system that keeps people alive, and then what they act like they're heroes for offering some pittance in return. This isn't a problem that's just in the big cities either. No, these cuts seem specifically designed to hit rural America the hardest, the very places these Republican bootlickers claim to represent. Schumer, yeah, he absolutely nailed the pathetic nature of their supposed fix for rural hospitals. This is what he is saying. Wait, let me play you the clip.
In the coming years. And what about the rural hospital fund Republicans have spent the last few days touting? It's a drop in the bucket. This rural hospital fund is a fig leaf. It's like putting a Band-Aid over an amputation and sending the patient home. When the rural hospitals start closing, just remember, the residents of those hospitals, the people who work in those hospitals, it's because of these cuts and no other reason. Rural hospitals, many of them will close.
A Band-Aid over an amputation. That's what a perfect, brutal description of Republican healthcare policy, right? You can picture it. The one hospital for like 100 miles, doors chained shut, a ghost town in the making. Why? Because some dirtbag politician in D.C. decided his donors needed another tax break more than a pregnant woman needed a delivery room. It's a complete betrayal of their voters. And, don't think for a second that if you have private insurance, you're safe from this whole catastrophe. It doesn't work that way, does it? When hospitals lose the money they get from Medicaid, they've got to make it up somewhere else. That means they charge your insurance company more, and guess who gets that bill passed on to them? You do, in the form of like higher premiums and deductibles and all that. So, okay, they're coming for your health care, but this psycho bill, it doesn't stop there. It's like a two-pronged attack. While they're dismantling Medicaid, they're also launching an all-out war on clean energy. And the reason is, well, it's as predictable as it is disgusting. It's all to line the pockets of big oil. They wrote these new energy rules to be deliberately impossible to follow. They'd added this provision that clean energy projects have to be in service within 2 years to get tax credits, which, that's a laughably unrealistic timeline for any major construction. I think it's a poison pill. Yeah, it's designed to ensure that no new wind or solar projects can possibly succeed. It's a complete disaster by design. And Schumer was practically, I mean, he was vibrating with rage when he explained it. I'm going to play you the clip where he calls out exactly who this is for. You got to hear this. This is what Schumer said about it.
Can realize just how radical these last-minute changes are. They are drafted to do one thing, to kill all wind and solar. All wind and solar. Solar, the cheapest way to produce new energy, the quickest way to produce new energy. We need more energy. AI is going to take up a lot of energy. If we don't have new sources of energy, all new sources, guess what? People's electricity bills will go up and up and up.
Did you hear that? They want to kill the cheapest forms of new energy available. This is the kind of, I don't know, moronic backwards thinking that happens when your entire political party is just a puppet for the fossil fuel industry. They're so deep in big oil's pocket, they'd rather see American electricity bills skyrocket than, allow a single solar panel to threaten their donors' profit. And look, this isn't something where, oh, your bills might go up as a side effect. No. This is about deliberately vaporizing hundreds of thousands of good-paying American jobs. We're talking about welders, electricians, engineers, factory workers, real people in the clean energy sector who are about to have their livelihoods just ripped out from under them. The sheer economic self-sabotage, it's just staggering. It's almost unbelievable, but Schumer, he lays out the numbers and the cold, hard logic behind this whole Republican plan to kill American jobs. This is what he is saying. And wait, you need to hear it for yourself.
It means that people will lose their jobs. It's estimated 840,000 jobs. Add that to the healthcare jobs. Wow. Americans will pay hundreds of dollars extra a year on electricity as soon as the next year. Thanks to the Senate Republicans caving into big oil, it will be China, not the United States, that will likely becomes the world leader in energy production in the years to come. Self-destructive, needless, harmful to both our economic and national security. And it just shows how tight big oil's grip is on Senate Republicans. Remember, 80% of these clean energy investments, my colleagues, have gone to Republican districts. The investments support, as I said, over 800,000 jobs. Republicans are so beholden to the fossil fuel industry, they'd rather kill jobs in their own communities than upset the big...
It's completely insane. I mean, think about it. You have politicians who were elected to serve their communities, and they're actively choosing to destroy local jobs just to please some corporate snake in an office tower 1,000 miles away. People always talk about the swamp, right? But they never really define it. Well, this is the swamp. This is it. Lobbyists writing bills that politicians pass to actively hurt their own voters in exchange for what? Campaign cash? And their excuse for all of this? They wrap it in the flag and claim it's about stopping China. That is such a load of crap. I mean, if you actually wanted to compete with China on energy, what would you do? You'd be turbocharging American solar and wind manufacturing, not handing the entire global market to them on a silver platter while we're left paying higher bills. It makes no sense. Then, as if wrecking healthcare and killing clean energy jobs wasn't evil enough for one bill, they had to go for the most vulnerable. They are planning historic cuts to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. They are they are going to take food out of the mouths of hungry children to help pay for their tax breaks for the rich. There is just no justification for this level of malevolence. And you can tell Schumer was disgusted just having to say the words out loud. I'm going to play you the clip.
Leave it to Republicans to cave to their hard right flank. Under this draft, Republicans will take food away from hungry kids to pay for tax breaks to the rich. All the data shows Democrats don't like it, independents don't like it, and Republicans don't like cutting SNAP, taking food away from kids, all to pay for tax breaks for the wealthy. The SNAP cuts, and I'm sure we'll hear from Senator Klobuchar shortly, are every bit as bad as in the House, the worst in history ever. Those cuts are cruel. Those cuts are un-American.
Cruel and un-American. He's absolutely right. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that justifies a government taking food away from kids who have nothing, especially not to make a billionaire's life a little bit cushier. So let's just call this what it is, right? It's a heist. They're stealing healthcare from the poor, jobs from the working class, and food from children, all to enrich this tiny, tiny sliver of the population that already has everything. This bill, I think this bill is the entire Republican platform in a nutshell. It's a shameless, destructive cash grab executed by, political cowards who think the American people are too stupid to notice what's happening. They're trying to pull a fast one, sort of hoping nobody is watching as they sell out the country piece by piece. But, we are watching, and every single person who votes for this moral calamity will have to answer for it. They're tying this anvil to their own angles, and, they will have no one to blame but themselves when it drags them down. All right, that's all for this one. Look, if you agree that this kind of corruption, that it needs to be dragged out into the light, do me a solid and smash that like button. For more content that, calls out these authoritarian freaks, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when a new video drops. I really want to know what you think, so tear up that comment section below.